This here's a little song called the Batch Heater Song. It's written by Heath in the 1950s. Now, Urban was working in the oil field industry and sharing a flop house with another fella who was working graveyard shift running a batch heater. Batch heater is a device they don't use anymore. They've replaced it long since with something called a separator. But what it does is it separates oil, crude oil that is, from salt water or water and impurities, gas, etc. to give you a pure, more marketable crude oil. And it runs on the very crude oil that it's separating the gas from. This is extremely crude fuel, and it tends to clog up pretty much everything in the machine, makes it very difficult to run and a filthy machine to operate. So anyway, this fella comes home early one morning, and he's covered with soot from head to toe. And Nick looks at him. He'd never seen a man so black. And he said, "What happened to you? What happened to you?" And the man said to him, he said, 2 words. Just 2 words. He said, "Batch heater." Nick said, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And he said, "You don't want to know." He said, "You don't want to know." And Nick looked at him for about a minute or two, thought about it, and he said, "Yes," he said, "I'm afraid I do want to know," he said. "What happened to you?" And the fella sat down, told him the whole story about the entire evening. How he'd run this batch heater and how it had given him so much trouble and how god-awful this job was. And Nick sat down next morning and wrote himself this song called the Batch Heater Song based upon this story. It comes from a song called Strawberry Roan, but it's an original piece. It's called the Batch Heater Song. It goes like this. Oh, the old batch heater, I was standing around town, wasting my time, out of a job and not earning a dime. Up comes Joe Henry and he says, "I suppose you're on the batch heater by the looks of your clothes." I said, "I run the batch heater, I'm a good man to get. You haven't got any batch heaters by cheese." He said, "I've got one, she's an old one, you bet. Little beat up, but she's still running yet." Batch heater, but I got so excited and asked what he'd pay just to run a batch heater for a couple of days. He said $250, and I said, "I'm your man." While there ain't been no heater that I have not ran. So we jumped in the truck and we spun around, headed out to the oil fields a mile out of town. You can smell her a-comin', let me tell you, she stank. As I jumped into the grease pit and I turned around. Oh, the old batch heater, well, I got her a-running, she didn't run good. Well, Well, she wouldn't burn oil, so we had to burn wood. Don't you ask me no questions, I did what I could. I run that old heater all day and all night. When I come home next morning, I was anything but white. I was covered with soot from my head to my toes. I run that old heater, God only knows. Oh, the old back heater, yes, tough and she's mean, even worse when you're green. Brothers, sometime and you know what I mean. Oh, the old